Hello, gamers. Hello. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Let me go ahead and switch over to game screen. Oh, I forgot to tell OBS to do the thing that must be done where it captures the correct game. Hold on. Oh, okay, there we go. Cool. Cool. The game is up. Hello. I hope you've been having a good week so far. A good weekend even. Yeah, we're playing some more Shibuya Scramble because I love this game a lot. I've been talking about it before, but, oh, let me go over, no. I didn't mean to do that. Well, hello, Black Blue, hello. How do I press buttons to stop this? Time chart is with triangle, and actually we can start from this screen because we need to anyway to continue the story. Yes, so last time on 428 Shibuya Scramble, what do we do? Right, Kano got the stomach bug, so we went over to Tama's story, so that didn't happen. And that was cool, that was neat. The story continued, but Kano got it to be continued, even. So I think we're done with his time block. I think we're done with it. It's just the only thing is now, to continue with other people's. Kano, I mean, not Kano, Achi. Achi also exists as well. We hung out with Hitomi for a little while. That was cool, that was neat. And we got to keep out. I don't know what the difference between that and to be continued is. But I assume there's still more to do. We just have to continue other people's storylines. Osawa got a bad end because apparently Minorikawa did something. Minorikawa did something stupid and that led to Osawa getting a bad end. So we have to play through Minorikawa and his storyline today. And Tama is still getting bad ends. I don't know what the specifics were this time. Oh yeah, Minorikawa also did something in Tama's in Tama's storyline. Yeah, that's it. Minorikawa trashed the place. I don't know why, I don't know how, but that led to 2 different bad endings on other people's timelines. So, great, awesome, cool. Oh boy. Let's go ahead and see why Minorikawa is the way that he is. Sounds like Minorikawa is just ruining everyone's lives. Yeah, that's a pretty apt description of it. Phone call from Toyama. Sure. Let's start from here. Minorikawa's frantic journey had started 20 minutes earlier. He'd been home, working on an interview piece. Actually, I think we read through this last time. How do I do the thing where reread is X, but how do I do the thing where I continue forward? I guess I have to start from here. The game says no, you change stuff in other people's timelines, so. He clucked his tongue in annoyance as the ringing phone broke his train of thought. Why did someone always call right when the words were flowing? If he didn't keep getting interrupted, he probably could wrap up this piece in no time. Be quiet! He pointed at the telephone as he yelled. I'm writing here! But his shouting did nothing to silence the ringing. He didn't have much choice but to pick up. Minorikawa speaking. There was no response. Hello? He hesitated, ready to hang up. Was this a prank call? It's me. It's Toyama. It was Teruo Toyama, president of Heaven Publishing. This seems all pretty similar to what I read last time. Isn't work related? Yeah, what do you want? You're busy. That's good. Busy's good when you're a freelancer. Yes. Yeah, I've gotten all this dialogue before. Basically, Minorikawa does not want to work for him. But Toyama breaks down on the phone and starts to cry. At the office. What's the matter? It's nothing, teehee. Let's see. Okay, I'm sick of this and hanging up now. The only thing I can do now is die. Right. Okay, yes. We changed something in Kano's story so that Kano wasn't stalling for time and interrupting Minorikawa. And now that's how we ended up here. Alright. The taxi's tires squealed as the cab rounded a corner. The shift in momentum made Minorikawa topple over in the back seat. There we go, 10 minutes on the dot, the driver announced. Minorikawa righted himself and looked out the window. Shibuya Station. I knew you could do it, Mr. Kimizuka. He told the driver how to get to Heaven Publishing. It shouldn't be more than 5 minutes further. Sir, if I may ask, just what are you in such a hurry over? Son of a bitch. I beg your pardon? Kimizuka bristled. Not you, the guy who's waiting on me, Minorikawa said. I'm going to give that son of a bitch a piece of my mind. The multi-tenant building where Heaven Publishing had its offices came into view. The taxi stopped outside. Minorikawa opened the door as he hurriedly reached for his wallet. Then, he stopped. What if the worst had come to pass and he needed to take Toyama to a hospital? I doubt it because you get into more antics after this. Minorikawa, I don't know what you're gonna do after this or why, but sure. Should he have the taxi wait here? Or would it be better to call an ambulance? Sir, is there a problem? The driver asked. Wait here, I'll be right back. No, I'm fine, you're a lifesaver. How much do I owe you? Surely this couldn't mean anything. I mean, wait right here. Sure, I'll be back. Wait here, I'll be right back. Minorikawa was out of the cab in an instant and running for the building. Once inside, he avoided the elevator in favor of rushing up the stairs. Heaven Publishing rented out the 3rd and 4th floors. In all likelihood, Toyama would be at the editing department of 4-Star General Gossip on the 4th floor. When he got there, however, the door was locked. Mr. Toyama! Hey! Mr. Toyama! He shouted in bangs, but there was no reply. Something was seriously wrong. Minorikawa took in a deep breath and then kicked the door in. Whoa. Okay, we made it semi in time. Toyama was standing on a stool, about to slip his head through a noose that hung from the ceiling. What the hell are you doing? Minorikawa lunged for Toyama. The two men crashed to the floor in a tangled heap. A pile of clutter slid off a nearby desk and fell on top of them. Minorikawa, what are you doing? Toyama whined. Dragging himself to his feet proved something of a challenge. That's quite the scene to walk in on. Yeah, although in another timeline we walked in on him being dead, so I guess I prefer this. That's what I'd like to know. Minorikawa's fury was mounting. What the hell is all this about? He jabbed an accusing finger at the noose hanging from the ceiling. Oh, that. One of the fluorescent lights died, and I was just swapping it out. I don't believe you? Question mark? Don't feed me that bull. What was that phone call about? That business about how the only thing you could do was die? Tell me. It's just a joke. Toyama curled his lips into a faint semblance of a smile. Minorikawa wasn't buying it, but he didn't have time to press the issue. A cute little voice echoed through the editing office. Daddy, I'm back from the store. Oh, it's a child. Hello, child. We didn't see you on the other timeline, but okay. A little girl came walking in, carrying a length of a rubber gas tubing. It was Toyama's 5th grade daughter, Hana. Square. Right. Hana. Teruo Toyama's only daughter, currently 10 years old. The night Hana was born at Shibuya Central Hospital, there was an unexpected fireworks display outside the window of the maternity ward. As he looked out at the bursting rockets, Teruo decided to give Toyama's daughter Hana after the Japanese word for fireworks, hanabi. Okay. Sure, just on the spot, just decide that. Like, yeah, I guess it could be worse. It could be a worse name. Minorikawa stared. Toyama, you were planning on using that hose to... He hesitated to end his sentence with, gas yourself to death. Well, you know, it's almost gas heater season after all. The hell it is! It was a beautiful sunny April day outside. Well, you know how sensitive I am to the cold. This was getting truly ridiculous. Minorikawa got right up in his face. Listen, just explain to me what the heck is going on, okay? He kept his voice low, but his eyes were steely. Hana clung tightly to her father, gazing worriedly up at the two men. No, it's just... Toyama let out a long, heavy sigh of resignation. Keep out. Hello? What? I love it when I play 10 minutes of somebody's story and then they say, don't do anything. To progress further, you'll need to jump to another protagonist. Sometimes jump keywords might be hidden within a tip. Oh. A man named Junichi, that's Mr. Boss in Tama's storyline. Shows up in Tama's story at 11:20, and he lets out a sigh, like Toyama's. Oh, okay. So I did that one first, which is why I didn't unlock that. Try checking the tip for that sigh. I even commented on it last time, I think, where I was like, I don't know why this word is 428 specific, but okay. All right. Nice of them to give the exact answer, though. Yeah, I feel like if they left you to your own devices, it would just be like, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? Yeah, let's go back to Tama, I guess. Is it here, or... I think it's here. Jump, Minori... Ah, yeah, it is. The jump is here. I guess let's go here. Didn't I get your answer? Yeah. Oh, wait. There it is. Sigh. Yeah, okay. A deep, heavy breath emphatically. Yes. One has no money to give, only sighs. Right about now, Minorikawa is in the company of someone inclined to sigh that way. And so now we jump to his storyline. Okay. Alright. That means we have to do the same thing with Achi then. I don't know who or why. I assume that's a jump from I forget. Hitomi's dad to Achi. But yeah. No, it's just Toyama let out a long, heavy sigh of resignation. It's the scratch cards that were in 4-star general gossip. Scratch cards? Hold on, let me take a swig of water here, because I'm reading a ton. Alright. A type of lottery card featuring areas printed with special silver ink. These silver inked areas can be scratched off with just a fingertip or coin to reveal potential winnings, providing a quick speed lotto fix. In order to prevent the symbols or letters underneath the silver from showing through, the back of the cards is printed in black. Somehow, you always seem to lose when you got your hopes up, but manage to win when you least expect it. That's gambling. That's where the problem is. And what is the problem? What is this pose from Minorikawa? And what is the child doing? It's just like, wow, this is amazing. This is a great office. If you shine a light on the cards from behind, you can see where the winning symbols are. Oh. I messed things up dealing with the printing company. All of this, he gestured vaguely, it's all my fault, my responsibility. He proceeded to explain the situation in detail. Word was quick to leak on the internet that there was a way to find the winning symbols, and suddenly thousands of card holders turned up en masse to collect. Oh, okay. Heaven Publishing was hit with a massive financial liability, and the employees rushed to flee a sinking ship. Yeah, understandably. Before Toyama realized it, he was the only one left at the company, and he was up against the deadline for next month's 4-star general gossip. So I have to write something? Why? If I have to drop next month's issue, I'll be stuck in debt even deeper. And if that happens, I'm finished. Toyama gave a dismal groan. So don't drop the issue, Minorikawa snapped. He pounded his fist right to the side of a cardboard box, but Toyama just shook his head weakly. I've been up for 3 days straight, trying to fill the pages. It's not enough. I can't do the impossible. He dropped his gaze to the floor. Countless scratch cards lay scattered about. They'd probably been amidst the pile that had fallen off the desk earlier. Each card showed a neat row of 5 win symbols. Oh. You can't know if it's impossible if you don't see through it. I'll never make it in time. The proof needs to be done by 8 o'clock this evening. The proof. The final stage before printing, when the copy or manuscript is checked for errors. Not sending corrected proofs to the printer before the deadline can result in the book or magazine in question not making it onto the shelves in time for release day. Well then, Minorikawa thought to himself. He let out a sigh, then held his hand out to Hana. Hana, would you mind giving me that hose? Hana gave her oh, that was... Oops, that was the father. Hana gave her... Oh, no, it was Minorikawa. Cool. Hana gave her father a quick look, then handed the rubber hose to Minorikawa. This won't be necessary. He tossed the rubber hose into the trash, then jabbed his finger at Toyama. What is this Ace Attorney? Show me the layout of the draft proposal for next month's issue. Toyama blinked a few times in disbelief. Huh? You can't possibly be serious. I'm trying to help. Now show me the layout and the proposal before I change my mind. After a brief, incredulous pause, Toyama hurried off to grab the paperwork. A layout, in publishing speak, is an outline of the magazine showing which articles will occupy which pages. Oh, okay. Minorikawa gave it a quick once-over, finding that 12 of the pages were still blank and untouched. He wanted to punch whatever writers had been assigned to those pages. See what I mean? Toyama said. It's hopeless. He sounded perversely proud of his failure. Getting enough material to fill 12 pages by 8 o'clock. Yeah, it was definitely a tall order, all right. So that's why you destroy Tama's place of business, basically. And that's also why you go and terrorize, gosh, I forget his name entirely, but Hitomi's father. Okay. Says who? Minorikawa replied. Remember who you're talking to here. You seriously think you can do it? You're joking, right? Minorikawa shot back. I seriously know I can do it. There's nothing in this world that I hate more than a bad joke. Why are you doing this for me? Toyama was getting misty-eyed. I'm not doing it for you, you spineless wimp. Oh, okay, cool. I'm doing this for poor little Hana. Minorikawa, I'm so sorry. Toyama bowed his head so deeply Minorikawa thought he might put his face through the floor. Don't apologize to me. Apologize to your daughter. Oh, forgive me. Please forgive me, Hana. Toyama clutched her tightly in his arms. The girl hugged him back on the verge of tears. Aw. Hey now, enough of the waterworks. I've got your backs. Don't worry about a thing. Minorikawa picked up the draft proposal for the pages that needed filling. The word Shibuya Scuttlebug Special, try saying that 5 times fast, were plastered across the cover sheet in big, bold type. Okay, so a 12-page special edition block on Shibuya. Fair enough. And first on the docket, drink yourself thin with burning hammer. Oh. Okay. Okay. I think I see where this is heading. Minorikawa is gonna drink this and be like, this is literal garbage and trash, and then he's gonna go over and trash the place. But is there any way to get him to not do that? Why do you have to do that? This reeked of a scam. It is, but the only way drinking more of something would make you lose weight would be if it were mixed with a laxative, probably. Still, there wasn't enough time to tweak the layout plan now. According to the proposal write-up, a product demo was scheduled for 1 p.m. that day. The location printed on the map was blurry and hard to make out, but Minorikawa had a rough idea of where it was. It looked like he didn't have much of a choice but to swing by in hopes of getting more material. He scanned further along into the proposal. Society of Surveillance, hidden cameras installed throughout Shibuya. Okay, I don't think we have anyone tied to that quite yet. The rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad. Where are they now? Washed up screenwriter showcase. Sexy Squared, twins share top prize at local university beauty contest. Shibuya Now. Black market organ trafficking in Shibuya. Oh, okay. Sure. Shadowy foreign crime syndicate exposed. Okay, that's tied to, like, Hitomi's dad, that storyline, and also maybe Kano's as well. Those 7 pieces were to fill 12 empty pages. That was the plan at any rates, but there wasn't enough material there to make any more headway. The Shibuya Now article didn't have any proposed content. This sucked hardcore. It didn't look like there was much material for the rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad either. The notes suggested that a few years prior, a group of youngsters— oh, that's Achi! I completely forgot, that's Achi. That's Achi and his squad that he left. Okay. The notes suggested that a few years prior, a group of youngsters in Shibuya had banded together to help fight crime in their neighborhoods. At this point, however, things had flipped around completely, and they become a gang of street punks themselves. Yeah. A turn to the dark side. It had the makings for an interesting article, to be sure, but tracking down this gang would take time. Minorikawa was personally intrigued by the one of organ harvesting in Shibuya. The rumor was that organs were being smuggled out of Southeast Asia, even, and fenced locally at a tremendous price. Okay, who would that be? That is— I feel like that has to be Hitomi's dad, who I keep calling him Hitomi's dad. Hold on, time chart. Where are you? Osawa, that's his name. Right. I think this has to be connected to him and not Kano in any way. Okay, cool. Let's go back. There was even a plan to ascertain the authenticity of these claims. Fascinating. If Minorikawa was going to be spending all day gathering other material, though, he didn't have much time to spare for it. Shibuya Now. The rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad. Okay, so you have to create something for Shibuya Now. is basically what he's saying. Black market organ trafficking in Shibuya. Or this might be connected to Kano. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Kano. Minorikawa decided that one of those three would have to go. He thought about it long and hard as he stared at the draft proposal. Well, then it has to be Shibuya now, because we don't have anything for that. There was a good chance he'd really screw himself if he picked the wrong one. Finally, he decided to cut. Shibuya now, yeah. I think it has to be Shibuya now, because we have enough information about this, and I assume this is gonna be connected to something. I don't know. Somebody's storyline. I don't know whose. Shibuya now. He decided to cut Shibuya now. He didn't have the time to make up an article out of whole cloth. His goal was to just make sure that 4-star general gossip made it to the press at all. Society of Surveillance. Society. Where are they now? Sexy Squared. These three pieces had individuals slated for interviews, but no appointments had been made with any of them. Okay, well, maybe cut all of them. Worst case, you just have to come back here, though, and if you get it wrong, at least you get to see a funny bad end. Yeah. That's what I was talking about this last stream, but that's what I kind of like about this game, is like, it's definitely holds itself, like, seriously, like, but it's also kind of funny. It's also kind of funny. It doesn't take itself, like, too for real. Otherwise, I think all of this would be very depressing. Unscheduled interviews were a dicey prospect. Minorikawa decided to call them up on his cell as he made his way down the list. The only one that he managed to get a hold of was Shinosuke Owarai from Where Are They Now piece. I don't know who this is. Former broadcast writer, has appeared on various popular variety shows on commercial network Sun TV. He currently heads a small theater group known as the Wandering Angels, operating out of Shibuya. Later today, the troupe is putting on a performance at the Theater Ace in Sakuragao Kacho. I love reading Japanese words and then just praying that that my dyslexia doesn't kick in. Oh gosh. He said he'd be willing to give a 15-minute interview after 2:30. Minorikawa sighed. He'd just have to get material from the others in a more impromptu fashion then. Putting his nose to the grindstone, he started throwing together a schedule for the day. Was it possible to get all that material and write it up and still finish the whole thing by 8 o'clock? I mean, if you put your boss, Toyama, if you put him on some of the stories, possibly? Maybe? It was no use. No matter how he tweaked it, none of his simulations ended with him having a proof ready on time. Yeah, but Toyama is useless. Yeah. He just needed one more thing. And that was another writer. Minorikawa zoomed through his contact list, calling up all freelancers he knew. Oh, okay. So this is how Osawa gets into the mix, apparently. The results were depressing. Answering machines. Overseas on business. In the hospital. Currently doing time. What? Before long, he'd called everyone he could think of, except for one. Novice freelancer Chiaki Iso. Chiaki was a bit of an odd duck, a reporter who was scared of talking to people. Well, then that might not be the best one. Minorikawa had never known anyone who became so hopelessly flustered in a one-on-one setting. This is 428 specific? Okay, sure. In such a rattled state as to be unable to speak, Chiaki's tendency to become flustered is famous among her freelance writer colleagues. Once, she conducted an hour-long interview during which she could only manage to ask her interview subject's name. Yet another chapter in the legend of hopelessly flustered Chiaki. That's sad. That's sad. If she couldn't talk to people, she certainly couldn't do interviews. And if she couldn't get any real interview content, she wouldn't be able to write much in the way of copy. Would she come to his aid if asked? Quite probably. The issue is whether she would hinder more than help. Loving the autosave in the bottom, as I'm about to make a choice. Okay, cool. This was no time for beggars to be choosers. He decided to call up Chiaki. What he needed to know was dependable folks he can count. He decided to email all of his contacts from back in his staff reporter days. Okay, this is gonna lead to Osawa's bad end. So, yeah, call up Chiaki. This was no time for beggars to be choosers. Minorikawa decided to call up Chiaki. The phone rang several times before a sleepy voice finally answered. Only sound. Chiaki Iso. Hello? Chiaki, hi, it's Minorikawa. Are you free today? Huh? What? She seemed thrown off by the abrupt question. Did you just wake up? No, I mean, well, yeah. Good morning. Her voice still sounded half asleep. So then, I'm guessing you don't have any work slated for today, as usual? Pretty much. No work, no money, no food. Nothing to do except sleep. If I'm not awake, I can't dwell on how hungry I am. Great, well, I have a job for you. It sounds like he's asking her out on a date. Yeah. She didn't sound well, almost like she literally didn't have anything to eat. Well, I've got work for you. I'm over at 4-Star General Gossip. Get over here ASAP. What? You really mean it? That seemed to finally wake her up. Yeah, but hurry. Minorikawa decided to assign Chiaki to the rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad. Maybe not the best one to assign to the person who has trouble speaking? First, I want you to take a look around Shibuya for this group of vigilante types. By vigilantes, you mean people who have volunteered to help prevent crime. There was a note of relief in Chiaki's voice. Yeah, that's right. Except apparently now they've turned into a nasty street gang. Did you say street gang? Nuh-uh. No way. Absolutely not. Minorikawa could almost hear her shaking her head on the other end of the line. What if I get killed or sold into slavery overseas or something? I doubt that would be the case, but it's just I don't know if this is the best story to assign her with Minorikawa. What's the thought process here? What's the logic? He doubted there was much of a chance of the latter, or the former for that matter, but still, he understood her concern. Alright, I hear you, he said. Then how about you hang around Shibuya Station and do some street interviews for me? Street interviews. There was a nervous waver in Chiaki's voice now. Yeah, just talk to normal, regular people walking around outside the train station. That should be fine, yeah? But, Mr. Mino, street interviews aren't really my, Apparently, it was beyond her capacity to give him a simple no. No buts. Just interview at least 10 people and get an article to me by 6 o'clock. Okay. Minorikawa, now that I think about it, if this building is in debt, will Chiaki be paid? I don't know. Sure, yeah, it's fine, we'll work it out. Minorikawa had originally planned to axe the Shibuya Now piece because it didn't have any content, but getting some quotes from people on the street would at least make for useful filler. Oh, that gave him a sudden idea. He'd take on the vigilante story himself and have Chiaki handle Shibuya Now. Okay, I love it when the game's like, lmao, you made the wrong choice, but we'll fix it for you. Okay, cool. That was plenty of work to keep two people occupied throughout the day. The more time-consuming organ market story would have to be cut. So that's not related to anything, or anyone, I guess. I assume that would be like Kano and him and his storyline and police business, but sure. After explaining what kind of interviews he was after, Minorikawa hung up. Okay, I've gotten us another writer. We'll get through, Toyama, somehow. Toyama shrugged gloomily. Yeah, well, the thing is, there's actually one more problem. Are you kidding me? Minorikawa couldn't hide the irritation in his voice. What is it now? The loan company is sending a debt collector over at 4 o'clock. But as you can imagine, I don't have a single yen to give them. Oh yeah, so we are broke. So Chiaki's not getting paid. She's just gonna be hungry the whole entire time. Okay, cool. That's less than ideal, yeah. So what's the plan? Well, they've said, provisionally, that if the next month's issue gets published, they'll be willing to wait on repayment. Then there's no problem. Our issue's coming out, guaranteed. But they're not going to take my word on that anymore. I'm going to need to prove it. If we could fill, say, half of the 12 pages by the time they show up, I could probably convince them. All right, Minorikawa said wearily. So for starters, we need 6 pages by 4 o'clock. They had to get all 12 pages done as it was. That made a perfect midpoint. To shoot for. Any other problems you'd like me to know about? No, Toyama said. No, that's all. I really am sorry about this, Minorikawa. Again, he bowed his head low. Minorikawa felt distinctly awkward. He had known Toyama for years and had never been, there's a specific way you have to say this. I forget how it is. Kowtowed? Or kowtowed, I don't know. I don't know. Kowtowed like this before. Well, yeah, well, just let me handle it, alright? Oh, that was him. Yeah, just let me handle it. Yeah. Okay. Minorikawa unfolded a map of Shibuya. The first order of business was deciding where to begin getting content. He marked the editing office with a circle, then considered where to head next. Diet drink sales demo. Okay, we don't want you going there. Don't get in the way of anything. Where are they now? Which is gonna be Theater Ace. Society of Surveillance. Dogenzaka Endo Electronics. Really? Okay. So that ties into Achi's story again. Sexy Squared, Midoriyama Academy. A university associated with Midoriyama High School. Notable alumni include famous actress Masami Nagahama. Is that the person that supposedly, quote-unquote, Oh, okay, wait. Right. Kano is dating a woman who looks like the famous actress. But so they're the twins. They're the twins, essentially. Kano is dating the not famous one, and then the famous one also goes to that school. I guess? Well, it says notable alumni, so they've already graduated, but same thing. Okay. National High School Baseball Championship winning pitcher, the Tissue Prince. Is that a good name? I don't know about that. Maybe workshop that one. Its educational philosophy is summed up with its slogan, words, skill, and beauty. A very high percentage of winners of the Miss Midoriyama contest go on to careers in the entertainment industry. Okay. Shibuya Vigilantes, location to be determined. The diet drink sales demo was at 1 o'clock, and the interview with Shinosuke Owarai for Where Are They Now was slated for 2:30, so the times were set. The question was what to do in the interim. It's a little early, but he should go to Center Guy. It's a bit of a hike, but maybe go check out Dokenzaka, check out Endo Electronics. Yeah, go do that. Don't bother Tama, basically. It was a bit of a hike, but maybe he should go to Dogenzaka and check out Endo Electronics. Hello! Hello, Embertail. Welcome, thank you. Welcome to the crew. Thank you for the follow. I'm gonna be completely honest because so many people have been following me, like, when I'm offline that I completely forgot that I had a little special alert for when I'm online, for when people follow. I was like, what the hell is that? Okay, thank you. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, that should give him what he needed to put together the Society of Surveillance piece. A pleasant little surprise. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm heading out. And don't even think about doing anything else stupid while I'm gone. Got it? Minorikawa hustled out of the editing office, hoping Toyama would take his admonition to heart. Is the taxi still waiting for me? Because I hope not. Exiting the building, he hopped into the taxi that was waiting outside. Thanks for waiting. Can you get me to Dogenzaka ASAP? Son of a bitch. Minorikawa bristled. I beg your pardon? That son of a bitch you wanted to give a piece of your mind, sir. Was he waiting for you like you expected? Yeah, I guess still waiting. Oh, yeah. And I damn well give him a piece of my mind, too. Glad to hear it, sir. The taxi sped off. Oh, okay, I guess you're just my friend now. Sure, cool. I guess this is my sidekick for the story? Yeah, sure, why not? Minorikawa pulled out the proposal and looked it over again. The idea for the surveillance story revolved around the claim that hidden cameras have been installed throughout Shibuya's shopping districts, upwards of 500 of them. Okay, well that's not creepy at all. Supposedly, these had eliminated lots of blind spots and the crime rate in the area had dropped significantly. Oh, okay. If that's the case, then Achi was probably responsible for that. So it's probably not a bad thing, per se. The cameras were managed by Daisuke Endo, the owner of Endo Electronics and chairman of the local downtown committee. That was Minorikawa's first mission then. He needed to get this guy's story. Scanning the side of the road, Minorikawa finally spotted a rundown electronics shop. The sign out front, which looked like it might fall off at any moment, read Endo Electronics. Right here's fine. The taxi stopped and Minorikawa pulled a 10k yen bill from his wallet. Keep the change, he said. What? I love Ace Attorney. This is my bootleg Ace Attorney that's at home. Look, don't sweat it. The name is Minoru Minorikawa, and I'm a freelance writer. Doesn't sound like such a bad thing, assuming the footage is used for good. Yeah, assuming, which, I mean, Achi would, but the whole group of, I guess gangsters that he set up, maybe not, I don't know. I care about two things, what's real and what's true. There's real worth to what you've done for me. That there is a token of my appreciation. It's not much, but please, take it. So you're not my sidekick? Okay, bye. Bye, Taxi Man. I'm gonna miss you. You were my favorite character. Minorikawa slid out of the taxi and headed for the electronics store. Inside, Endo Electronics looked more like a mountain of hoarded junk than an actual business. Towering piles of ancient appliances stretched toward the ceiling. Old television sets with dial knobs leaned against computers with 5-inch floppy drives. A storage medium for personal computers in production from 1976 to 2001. The magnetic discs were sheathed in paper or plastic jackets and known for their tendency to flop around in one's hands. Technically speaking, they are 5.25 inches in diameter. Incidentally, Door, released in 1983, the debut title for this game's the debut title for this game's producer, Koichi Nakamura, was produced in a 5-inch floppy version. I wonder if anyone still uses floppy drives professionally. I doubt it. I doubt it. Um, no, that seems like more of a thing of a past. Especially this game came out in like 2008, technically. So in the year 2024, I doubt it. I completely doubt it. What possible use could there be for all this outdated stuff? Mr. Endo, are you in here? Minorikawa called out. Nobody came to greet him. The shop was definitely open, though. Surely the proprietor hadn't left it unattended. Hey, Mr. Endo! Come on, I know you're in there! After a short wait, Minorikawa heard sounds from the living space behind the shop. Oh, that's Achi's dad. Okay. A door opened to reveal a tired-looking middle-aged man. Yeah, what do you want? Are you Mr. Endo? Minorikawa asked. I am? The man said guardedly. And I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of something at the moment. Could you come back tomorrow, or... Please, just give me a minute. I'm a freelance writer. Name's Minorikawa. Minorikawa showed Endo his business card. I'm writing an article for 4-Star General Gossip. A magazine piece, huh? Precisely. So, if I could just have a little of your time today... And then the phone rang. The phone rang, cutting him off before he could get down to business. I'm sorry, but you'll have to excuse me for a moment. Endo reached into the clutter and pulled out a telephone. Hello, Endo Electronics. My dude, are you just gonna leave your shop open and unattended for anyone to steal your stuff? Yeah, what's the worst that can happen? I mean, sure, nobody's gonna steal anything. Why would you think that? The proprietor listened for a moment, then raised an eyebrow. Yeah, that's a problem, all right. All right, understood. I'll try and get a hold of the customer then. Endo set the receiver back down. What was that all about? Minorikawa asked. Oh, yesterday I sold a dry ice machine, and the manufacturer just called to let me know the model was defective. Defective? Apparently, once it starts making dry ice, it won't stop. I need to tell the customer I have to recall the machine and refund their deposit. Please, give me a moment. Endo sifted through some sales slips, read a number off one, and made a phone call. Surely we don't have time for this. Nobody picked up on the other end, however. That's right, he grumbled to himself. He said they had some performance today. Oh, okay. That's the theater troupe, or whatever. Performance? Minorikawa asked. I sold it to a guy for some theater troupe. They're called the Wandering Angels or something. A theater troupe run by Shinosuke Oarai. This afternoon at 5:30 p.m., they're performing their 22nd piece, Au revoir. I love French. French? Yeah, I took one class of French, and honestly, I hated it. I could not wrap my head around it, but sure. Right now, all of the actors are already at the theater except for Aki Omimondo, who plays the rival of the main character Ryu. The angry production chief has sent their assistant to Mondo's apartment, but he does not yet know what awaits him there. continued in the Tale of Wandering Angels, Episode 2, 6 episodes in all. Okay, sure. The Wandering Angels. That was Shinosuke Owadai's theater troupe. Minorikawa had an interview with him booked for 2:30. So two stone. Wait, no. Two birds, one stone. Anyhow, what can I do for you? Minorikawa hastily explained what he was after. Endo gave him a dubious look. As I said earlier, I'm a bit busy right now. Busy cleaning up, I hope. How do you get anything done in this mess? Why, are you this rude to all your interview subjects? 5 minutes. And the goofy music starts playing. Just give me 5 minutes of your time, please. You've got to be joking. Go on, get the hell out of here. Enzo headed for his back room in a huff. Fine, then I'll have to write about what you've already told me. Namely, that Endo Electronics sells defective merchandise. Huh? What are you implying? Did you or did you not sell that theater troupe a defective piece of equipment? Look, I'm going to get in touch with them as soon as... I'm betting they're in a hurry preparing for their performance. I doubt you'll be getting through to them today. You can't have Minorikawa without funky tunes. Have you played this game before, Black Blue, or have you heard of it before? Endo bit his lip. Now that I have your attention, Minorikawa said, let's make a deal. What kind of deal? I'm meeting with a member of Wandering Angels a little later today. I can let them know about the dry ice machine for you. In exchange, all you have to do is give me my interview. Endo scowled. Where's your proof that you'll be meeting with the Wandering Angels? Haven't personally played, but I watched streams of it. Oh, okay. Alright. So you're pretty familiar with the story then, though. Yeah, this is like... It's been on my wish list for like 7 years. I don't know. It's been on my wish list for like a long time. Forever, I feel like. Since the game came out. And I've just never gotten around to it until now. So... ironically enough, it's actually why I'm here. I was looking for people who stream it, and then I saw that you played it before. Oh, okay. I see. Well, welcome. Yes, I hope to play more mystery games like this. Kind of like Danganronpa and Zero Escape, like you were talking about. If I can find them, at least. So. I might take advantage of a guy when he's down, Minorikawa replied. But one thing, I'm not is a liar. Bah, bah, bah. The shopkeep took a few moments to think about it. Fine, he grumbled. 5 minutes. That's all you get. That should be Minorikawa's mother, I think. Who... I don't know, like, there was some hints that she might not be alive or something like that. I don't know. Minorikawa whipped his notepad out of his coat like he was drawing a gun. Then let's get right down to it, shall we? Go right ahead. Look at the goofy look on Achi's dad's face. So, I hear that over 500 surveillance cameras have been installed throughout Shibuya's shopping districts. Yes, that's right. Why so many? Used to have a lot of delinquents in town. Delinquents? I don't know what that is. No, I know what that is. Young people who act rowdy or cause trouble, often at arcades or convenience store parking lots, and who frequently resort to petty theft and other mischief. Also referred to in more outmoded terms. Outmoded terms. Yeah, not modded. Moded. Outmoded terms as ruffians or hoodlums. Okay, cool. Endo said the word with marked distaste. Oh yeah, I remember there being some problem kids around. They were real punks. They vandalized my signs, made a mess of my storehouse. They were just awful. Did I miss something? I see. Minorikawa scribbled diligently into his notepad. Bleh. All right. Well, with all that said, and because I'm really enjoying the tunes right now, we are just about time for a break. So, this is probably a good place to leave it here for just a 5 minute break, and also for me to get some water because I've been reading a ton. Ahem. I actually can't think of delinquents without imagining a Japanese middle schooler with the old-fashioned gyakuran coats and gauze wrapped around their stomach, riding real flashy mopeds. Do you imagine them with the oh gosh, I forget the name of it. Do you know, have you played Danganronpa? It's like the Mondo Owada? Is that his name? Mondo. The Mondo haircut. It's like this big piece at the front of your head. That sort of thing. But yeah. That's pretty much what a delinquent is, yeah. But I guess now would be yeah, Pompadour. Okay. Yeah. Exactly that. That's what I think about whenever I think of delinquents. Is the pompadour head. But yeah, I think now it's time for just a short 5 minute break. Let me go ahead and switch over to Burb screen. All right. If you are here, you know the usual. Go ahead, stretch, get some water, get some food or whatever. Do all that fun stuff. I will be right back in like 5 minutes. And yeah, see you then. Alright, I am back. Let me go ahead and switch over to game screen. There we are. Cool. And let's continue with the story. Thank you for the welcome backs. Right, Minorikawa scribbled diligently in his notepad. Heck, my own son put together a sort of vigilante squad to help teach those punks a lesson. Wait, vigilante squad? Whoa, hold up right there for a sec. Minorikawa jutted out his hand to interrupt. This guy's son was a part of the vigilante squad. What a stroke of luck. Maybe he could also provide some info for the article of the gangs of Shibuya. Sorry, I don't mean to get too far off topic here, but could you tell me the name of this group your son belongs to? They call themselves SOS. Originally, a group of well-meaning young people who would get together downtown as a sort of vigilante squad, trying to keep Shibuya clean and safe. In those days, the group never engaged in theft or other criminal activities. More recently, however, SOS has become one of the biggest gangs in Shibuya, resorting to defacing public property with graffiti, shoplifting, and shaking people down for cash. I remember they said SOS stands for Studs of Shibuya, and I was like, I don't know, Achi, you couldn't think of a better name or something? I don't know. Pride themselves on being the top gang in Shibuya and all that. The top gang in Shibuya? Did I really just hit the jackpot right here? Like the SOS brigade from Haruhi. Also, they hunt down aliens and espers. Aw, man, Haruhi, I haven't heard that in forever. Yeah. Nah, I think they just go around picking up trash, being boring. Did I really just hit the jackpot right here? Not to pat myself on the back, but go me. All I have to do is step outside and the story finds me. I think I might be a natural at this. As it happens, I'd also like to interview people from SOS. Would you put me in touch with your son? Yeah, sure. But you should know that my son isn't in the gang anymore. Oh, is this? Yeah! Okay, so it's Minorikawa from Achi. Okay. So this is how we complete his story. Now back to the best character of the game. I really like Achi, so. Hitomi, look! There it was. A blue van had appeared nearby, parked in a spot that had been empty previously. Achi couldn't see who was inside, but there was definitely something fishy about it. Besides, there wasn't any other blue cars around, so this had to be it. He'd been right. The crooks had come back after all. I'm gonna take a quick look, Achi said. You wait here. But before he could carry out his plan, Hitomi jumped to her feet. Without a word, she rushed toward the van. Hitomi, wait, let's think rationally for one moment, please, I'm begging you. Without a word, she rushed toward the van. Hold on, I said wait! She wasn't slowing down. Achi caught hold of her arm. Or rather, both arms? I mean, based on the image? Wait, this could be dangerous. What if the kidnappers in there? And what if my sister's in there? I need to go help her. Achi knew full well what it was like to be impulsive, but this was one situation where cooler heads would have to prevail. We can't just hang out here, she insisted. What if the car takes off again? That's why I said I'm going to go take a look first. Or, isn't that dangerous? What if they, yeah, whoops, I got that mixed up. But isn't that dangerous? What if they do something to my sister because some random guy comes snooping around? Oh, yeah, you got a point. Achi thought as fast as he could. The criminal told Hitomi to get into the van. There had to be some specific reason for that. What if they were planning to abduct her as well? Whatever the case, he couldn't just let her go. Uh-oh. Not the autosave. Oh boy, time to make choices. Look, just let me go first. I don't want to put you at any risk. Okay, let's go together then. Does that work for you? Let's go together. Okay, let's go together then. Does that work for you? Please. We have no idea who or what we might run into. Look at that. Look at that cinematic shot transition. That was peak. Absolute peak. Hitomi gave a slight nod. Alright, she said. But let me go first and you follow, okay? Got it. Achi replied. Achi waited as Hitomi started walking, then followed her at a distance, so it wouldn't look like they were together. She headed straight for the van. Two men got out of the car, neither of them Japanese. Achi picked up his pace in case he needed to close the distance fast. One of the men approached Hitomi and said something to her. She gave an affirming nod. Well, Achi, let's hope you can close the distance really fast. Suddenly, the two men grabbed her from either side. They dragged her to the van and shoved her into the back seat. Achi broke into a sprint. Of course it was a trap. He couldn't guess what their whole plan was, but kidnapping Hitomi was obviously part of it. But before he could reach the vehicle, the doors slid shut. Uh-oh, this might be a bad end. The van sped off an instant later. Achi raced after it. He raced as hard as he could, thinking of nothing else. He couldn't give up now. Couldn't let things end like this. He'd made a promise. Not quitting halfway. And no turning his back on someone in trouble. But the car kept getting further and further away. Before long, it was just a blue speck that vanished into the cityscape. No. Uh-oh. Oopsie doodle. Achi never saw Hitomi again. Okay, cool. Whoops. Alright. Never mind, Hitomi. You stay back and don't do that. Lost sight of the van. I'm pretty sure I know what I need to do here, but... Achi did try to warn Hitomi that checking out the van by herself was dangerous. Oh, and look, she got herself kidnapped. Maybe he should have put his foot down and checked things out for himself first. Poor Hitomi. Yeah. Whoopsie daisy. Well, good thing there's this timeline thing and nothing is permanent. Let's go ahead and redo that again. Oops. Alright, I have to make this now decision. Let's not do that. Okay, listen. I will go first. Look, just let me go first. I don't want to put you at any risk. Hitomi's determination wavered at the look in Achi's eyes. Please, he continued. We have no idea who or what we might run into. I'll give you some signal. Then you can come along, and I doubt they'll be interested in leaving then. Hitomi gave a reluctant nod. Please be careful. Will do. And tell me if my sister's in there. I will. You can count on it. Again, I really think that Hitomi should be the police's responsibility, but everyone looked away from her in that moment, and I guess Achi had to step up. Sure. Achi stepped out into the open and started walking toward the van. He tried his best to look as if he wasn't paying it any attention. Yep, I am just an ordinary passerby. As he got nearer, he tried to sneak a glimpse inside. The van's dark window film made it hard to see who might be inside or even how many people. Casually, he moved closer still to get a better look. Oh, hello. See, if I were Kazuma Kiryu, I think I think that I could take them. It's just a couple of thugs. Don't even worry about it. It's pretty clear that the cops here only focused on catching the culprit, not protecting Hitomi. Yeah, and I find that so strange, but also, I don't know. Kano is Kano, and yeah. Yeah, that's how it is. Suddenly, the sliding door burst open, and several people jumped out. None of them were Japanese. Within moments, Achi was surrounded. Whoa, what? Hey, what's the deal? Achi said. He let out a little chuckle. Man, that thing must be packed. How many seats you got in that thing anyway? He took another step toward the vehicle and looked inside. Also love that you mentioned Kiryu because I always compare Achi to him. Yeah, I can see this is the third time I think I've compared him to Kiryu. There's so many parallels between that sort of gruff hero archetype, I guess. So I think that's kind of why Achi is my favorite character out of the 5. One of the men pulled a knife from look at this look at his face. One of the men pulled a knife from inside his jacket, thrusting it out in Achi's direction. He probably meant it as a simple threat, but on reflex, Achi went into self-defense mode, kicking him right in the jaw. Dang. Alright, rest in peace, that guy. There was a loud crack as his foot connected. The man dropped, out like a light. The others stared, then rushed him. Well, this sure hadn't gone as planned. Too late to take it back now. The damage was done. Achi was just going to take out the rest of these punks, too. He nimbly shifted his feet, evading their initial attack. Having to take these guys on 3-1 wasn't going to be pretty. Achi! He heard Hitomi cry out. Okay, Hitomi, don't do anything, don't say anything. I'll be right back. It's okay. Although I do love Majima more than Kiryu. That's a pretty valid reaction. That's a pretty normal reaction from fans. I can respect it. Crap. He hadn't given any signal, but she had come out of hiding anyway. Hitomi, stay back. How is he supposed to fight off 3 guys and protect her at the same time? What could he do? What should he do? Are people just taking photos? Help me! Somebody, one person, I'm begging you. Within moments, a number of passerbys had gathered around the fight. Maybe they'd heard Hitomi shouting. Hey, what's going on? Oh my god, is that a knife? This ain't some petty squabble. Somebody call the police. Some of them began taking their photos with their cell phones. One of the men cursed in frustration, then signaled for his buddies to get back into the car. Interesting, so they don't want people definitely to see them. Achi couldn't stop them. The engine roared to life and the van sped away. Knowing he'd never catch them on foot, Achi merely watched it go. The rubbernecker phenomenon is too strong. He'd failed. This was his fault. All of it. Achi bit his lip hard. How could he possibly face Hitomi now? Okay, listen, Hitomi, I saw another timeline, and in that timeline, things were worse. So I think we succeeded this time around. Achi. Hitomi's voice was hollow, empty. Achi stared down at his feet like a scolded child. I'm sorry, I didn't see whether your sister was in there or not. I see. The words, so simple and matter of fact, stung him to the heart. I'm so sorry. But Hitomi simply shook her head. The fact that she wasn't even chewing him out made him feel all the worse. I know I messed up, but He was going to say, I'll make up for it somehow, but he froze with fear at what he saw next. What? Not again. Okay. Tell me, just take 2 steps to the left. I promise everything will work out just fine. Across the street, staring at them, was a man with a cane. Hitomi, it's him. They had to get out of here. He grabbed Hitomi by the hand and bolted down Dogenzaka. The assassin followed, staying on his side of the road. I love that he's running. He has a gun. He can shoot it. He might miss, but he can indeed shoot it. Achi wasn't sure what to do. How's the guy get around so fast with a cane? That's a good point, actually. That's a good point. What do you need the cane for? Huh. Maybe it's all about the aesthetic, you know? Maybe it's all about playing dress up. Should they try heading into the alleys and side streets again? No, it was more dangerous to head someplace where there'd be fewer witnesses. Best stick to Dogenzaka for now. The man wouldn't be able to gun them down if they managed to lose themselves in the crowd along Center Guy first. Besides, the guy had to use a cane. Ah, that's true. Okay. So he is using the cane then. Alright. Achi and Hitomi could outrun him. Hand in hand, they sped along Dogenzaka and through the intersection in front of the 109 building. Come on, Hitomi, just a little further. Okay. She was panting, but she pressed on. Achi risked a glance back over his shoulder. Huh? He stopped in surprise. Kano! Is that Kano on the phone? Kano, what are you doing? What's wrong? Hitomi asked. And Hitomi doesn't even see him or recognize him. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. That guy, he's not following us. The slope leading down to the intersection wasn't all that steep. Several plainclothes detectives had been hiding amidst the crowd in the intersection as part of the kidnapping stakeout. Right now, Director Kuze is sending a message to all officers over the wireless, so the detectives have stopped and listened in. Right, this is where Kano's story ended for the 10 to 11 time slot that we're in. This is 10 to 11, right? I think so. So the detectives have all stopped to listen in. It's a bit unusual. An observant individual might notice. It's fine. It's fine. It was strange that the gunman hadn't bothered to pursue. Probably because Kano is in the area then. Still, there was no time to worry about his behavior right now. Hitomi, can you still run? Yes, I'm alright. Then this is our chance. This way. They needed to put plenty of distance behind them before the assassin came after them again. But they also need to find the van again and rescue Hitomi's sister. Assuming that she's in there. Wouldn't they be able to find it and yet stay hidden from the man with the cane? Achi wasn't sure one way or the other, but with Hitomi in tow, he hurried onward towards Center Guy. Ooh, I think this is it. Yeah, to be continued. Okay, we finished Achi's story at the very least. Cool. Alright, well, with that being done, that's 2 stories. Tama is still all over the place. I don't know. I assume that should be open because we told Minorikawa to go do something else, I guess. We might be able to finish Minorikawa's story, possibly, and then go back to Tama, and if we have time today, we'll hop back to Osawa. I'm gonna be honest, I love Osawa's story, but it is like, this is where all the plot lies. This is where all like the nitty-gritty specifics of it lie. So it's kind of like, I need to be very alert. I feel like I need to start the stream with Osawa rather than end the stream with Osawa, if that makes sense. Well, with all that said, let's go ahead and jump over to Minorikawa. Do I have to start at interview begins? Oh wait, maybe I should have done something else. Oh, I also just realized I've been having some drop frames. Not again. All right. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go ahead and actually let's get some music going. 5 minutes. Okay, cool. 1 second. Let me go ahead check what OBS is saying. Huh. Live drop frames. Network. Okay, yeah. It's purely a network thing. Apparently. And not anything to do with rendering or encoding. Which sucks. There was a slight dip, but stream seems to be good now. Okay, that's good at least. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, I don't know, maybe see what I can do about that. I assume it's just restarting the router, but I don't know. I'm supposed to be hardwired into the internet and everything's supposed to be good. Dang. All right. Let's go ahead and go back to the game. And then I didn't mean to do that. Not this. Can I go back like here or here? No. No. All right. Sure. Let's instead go here and then go through here. All right, cool. As it happens, I'd also like to interview people from SOS. Would you be able to put me in touch with your son? Yeah, sure. You should know that my son isn't in the gang anymore. Oh, Minorikawa hesitated. Guess he's no use to me then. Oh, believe me, I know how you feel. Wow, okay. Listen, your son is out, like, saving the world or something. I don't know. Saving a girl at the very least. So, the look on Endo's face spoke volumes. There was no point in interviewing Endo's son if he wasn't with the gang anymore. It figured that Minorikawa's run of good luck would end eventually. Still, he'd gotten a lead in the form of the name, SOS. I'd say there's still some point in interviewing him. Like, he was a member, he knew what it was like at some point. That was progress. Alright, so back to the matter at hand. He flipped his notepad back open. What did you decide to do about all these juvenile delinquents? I set up a tiny little web camera in order to protect my property. Web camera. I love the use of an image. Camera is designed to send video information to a computer via the internet. Look carefully, and you can often spot them outside private residences and even on public streets, where they are installed for use in surveillance. Given the risk of transmitted data being intercepted, the images recorded by such cameras are generally encrypted to prevent playback by unauthorized third parties. That would make sense. Many landmarks and attractions make their camera footage publicly available online. I see. And I'm guessing the webcam did the trick? Sure did. And so then, other local businesses heard all about it and started asking me to install some for them. Oh, and that's how you got to 500. Web cameras aren't particularly expensive, so it wasn't too tough to set them up all over downtown. So who's in charge of these security cameras? Members of the downtown business committee take turns. The cameras are connected via a wireless network that business owners can access throughout the area. A LAN, or local area network, a communication system that can that can only be used within a limited geographical area. A wireless LAN transmits using electronic signals. Although convenient because it does not require cable attachments, there is a risk of signals being conveyed in this way being intercepted by a third party. Oh, okay. Maybe that's how the guy with the cane keeps finding us or something. I don't know. Somehow this is gonna come back to somebody's story or someone doing something. How's your security for this wireless network? Oh, no problems on that front. Endo seemed surprised at the question. All the footage is sent over the network is fully encrypted. Encryption is the process of encoding data that is indecipherable by a third party. I know I don't have to read all these, but I find it... How do I find it? Like, this game is such a product of its time, like 2008, that it's like, hey, we really need to explain to you what the internet is and what all of this stuff is, because there's no way you would possibly know. There's no way. And I find that kind of funny. Encryption is the process of encoding data so that is indecipherable by third parties, blah, blah, blah. Restoring encrypted data to its initial form requires what is called a key, a program designed for this purpose. There are two main types of cryptographic systems. Secret key crypto systems use the same key for both encryption and decryption. Public key crypto systems use a public key to encrypt the data, but require a private key known by the recipient in order to decrypt. Ah, I see. To be fair, even people today don't fully understand what encryption is. That's fair, yeah. And like, you can, like, even in this, like, I got some new information that even I didn't know, where it's like there's two types of systems with cryptographics stuff. So it's not completely useless, but some of it is rather funny, I find. But still, people can't feel too good about being recorded on camera without their knowledge, don't you think? Minorikawa asked. The shopkeeper's expression darkened. We hope to strike a balance between crime prevention and protecting individual privacy. Uh-huh. And who determines what that balance is? Minorikawa let a note of challenge slip into his voice. That would be me. I've been entrusted with the management of the security cameras. I see. So essentially, you're providing your own moral oversight. Are you implying that I'm abusing my authority? Endo shot back. I'm doing this in the name of public order. Right, you've had your 5 minutes. Now get out of here. The shopkeeper stood up and headed into the back. I'll be sure to let the Wandering Angels know about the dry ice machine, Minorikawa hollered at the closing door. Oh, this is episode 2. Is this gonna be like Trails in the Sky or whatever, and just like a whole bunch of different stories, like the freaking Gambler Jack or whatever? Those types of stories. I thought this game was full FMB even. It didn't have stills like this. Yeah. Right. It's pretty much all stills, at least from what I have seen. There's a part in the very beginning that had a video. The part in the very beginning, but since then it's been stills. Episode 2. When Akiomi Mondo didn't show up to the theater at the meetup time, production assistant Yukio Tozuka went to call on him at his apartment. Upon arriving, Tozuka found that the place had been staked out by debt collectors. Mondo had borrowed 300k yen, and they wouldn't leave his home until he had paid up. Looked like the only way to save Mondo was to give the debt collectors the operating funds for the theater. But before Tozuka could head back to relay this news, the props master, Shinichi Bando, Shinichi Bando showed up, continued in episode 3. Does this have anything to do with anything? Or are they just filling out the world in the story? Because I like it, but it's also like, what the heck is this? Yeah, I only saw the beginning before. Oh, I see. And that makes sense. Endo didn't reply. Minorikawa had gotten enough of a story to put an article together, so he decided to hurry to a coffee shop and get started on some copy. He was making his way down along Dokenzaka when his cell phone rang. The incoming call display showed Chiaki's name. When wondering how it would play, you have several people collab on this game and each person narrates a single character, and they have no knowledge of what's happening during the other character's story. Oh, that would be kind of cool. I was reading up to the first part, is like different people narrating different parts, and I was like, I could possibly do that. I have like a friend group, and like some of them are voice actors, so I like that would be possible for us to do. But to have us not understand what's going on in other people's stories, that would be a little difficult. That would be a little crazy. I wonder if that could be possible. Also, I'm playing the game right now, so I would have to sit out if that's the case. But yeah, that's a cool idea. That's really neat. Also, Chu, I didn't say it. Hello. Welcome. I hope you're having a good Sunday. Chiaki, what's going on? Sound only. Chiaki Iso. Hi, Chiaki. Oh, it's no use. She sounded like she was on the verge of tears. What's no use? I can't do this. I just can't talk to people passing by on the street. What? Why not? It's just that everyone seems so busy when they're walking past. If I try to interrupt them, they're gonna be all mad at me. Well, who the hell cares if they get mad? Minorikawa was ready to start ripping his hair out. Don't be like that. Come on. She's just trying her best. Imagine you have to change your inflection midway during a tryst. Yeah. Oh man, that would be part of it too. They'd have to not be in the stream when you swap. That would be quite difficult to manage. Yeah. But I like the idea. I like the idea of it. I don't want them to be mad at me. She whimpered again. Well, this isn't about what she wanted, was it? She was supposed to be working, not whining. Look, Chiaki, you need to get me those interviews, period. Do I make myself clear? He hung up before she could squeeze in an objection. Okay, well, rip Chiaki then. Damn it, Minorikawa muttered. Just what I needed. One more thing to worry about. He pulled out his hair a few times, then cast his worried gaze in the direction of Shibuya Station. Oh, this should be a to be continued, I think. Yeah! Okay, we finished, at the very least, his story. Cool. To be continued. Alright. Is stream dropping frames right now? I'm like looking at OBS and OBS is like, everything's dying. I want you to know that. Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's gonna bother me. It's like, why is it dropping so many frames? Yeah, it is. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Let me go ahead and see if I can't. The only thing is that if I... The background is lagging a little bit, but at least you can still hear me a little bit then. You can still hear me clearly, right? The only thing is like it's gonna, if I reset the router, it's gonna split the stream in two, and I don't want to have to do that if I can help it. Because all these have to go back onto YouTube afterwards. So, I don't know. All right, let's okay, you can hear me. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna hop into Tama's story in a minute. But hold on, let me BRB really quick. I'll be right back. I just want to check some stuff with the internet. So let me go ahead to burb screen, and I will be right back. A few minutes. Just give me a little bit of time. Okay, internet. Or you can also do that. The moment when I try and look at things and test things, you can just be like, oh, it's better now. No need to worry about it. It's fine. Oh, wait. It's falling again. It's falling. Okay, cool. Hold on. Let me check this. Okay, I can tell you right now that it is 100% Xfinity. Xfinity said, remember all that dope internet that you're paying for? Yeah, you don't get it. You don't get any of that. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for that. Um, I will try and see. Seems to be getting better. Maybe a little bit better. I will try and reset the router before next time. When I stream next time. And hopefully, I don't know, that will maybe help something. Um, I love it when Xfinity just decides, no, no, you don't get any of the upload speed that you're paying for. That's cool. That's very nice. That's very neat. Um, yeah, let's go ahead and continue with Tama. Swear I hate Xfinity. I have it too. Yeah, it sucks so much, and like the way that in America, at the very least, is set up, it's just like your options are usually just one internet provider. It's just like you have this internet provider or you have no internet, and it sucks. But if you have the option to swap, like that may be something to look into, cause yeah, it might help. Somehow I managed myself to something, Mr. Boss. Yes, indeed. Um, all right, cool. Yes, and your goofy face. Um, can I skip through any of this? I swear there's a way to skip through things, or maybe I'm just not remembering. But yeah, his hands off of me, please. We still don't know who Tama is. Um, and I find it interesting because, hmm, everyone says that Tama is supposed to be really pretty. And so that makes me wonder if maybe this is the twin sister of the girl that Kano is dating. So this is the actual actress, essentially. That might be part of it. That might be possible. But we have no idea if that's the case or not. All right, all of this. Yes. There should be a way to skip through things, isn't there? Go here, time chart, controls. Previous screen, two shots, like wait, no, not here. Hold on. Open time chart, toggle, reread, scroll through text log. R1 plus down. Okay. R1 plus down. And then they said no. They said no, you can't do that. What are you talking about? Okay, cool. Well, we'll just skip through it. I hate him. I hate him. Yeah, I was thinking originally it might be that girl that Kano had saved at the very beginning. The law student. But they also said something about, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting my people confused, but like they also said something about how she has a part-time job somewhere else, and it's like, well then she wouldn't need to take this ridiculous job. Hand out some samples, yeah. And then she put on the mask and everything went to doo-doo. Everything was awful. Still, if I was going to get my hands on that necklace, I would have to take the chance that this job would pay out. I doubt we're gonna be able to sell a single bottle of this crap. Cheery whispers in my ear. I'll just have to do the best I can, I say. I say it more to myself than to anyone else. Once again, I ask myself, why am I in such a rush to get this necklace anyway? I honestly don't know. It's the strangest thing. I try my hardest to think of a reason, but all I get is a dull, aching throb at the back of my head. It's the same pain I felt earlier, as if I'd gotten a good bonk on the head or something. What is happening with you? What is happening with you, Tama? I don't understand. Are you gonna switch timelines or something? To be continued. Okay, cool. Well, I guess we're not doing that. I guess we are absolutely not doing that then. Cool. Did it say that before? I don't think it did. Also, wait, to be continued. These are to be continued. Huh. Well. How's that possible? We didn't technically complete her time slot. But the game is like, you completed it? I guess? Tama's just having a moment. Give them some time. Yeah, that was really fast. I don't know what happened. Okay, cool. Well, I guess we're going back to Osawa. Didn't want to have to end the stream with this, but sure, we'll see how far we get. Tanaka. Osawa called up Tanaka over the intercom. There's something, what voice did I give Osawa? I don't even remember. I don't remember. There's something I want to show you. Could you come in here? He needed a second opinion, and Tanaka could be relied upon. If I remember correctly, To Be Continued is just the end of the hour, so you won't see them again this chapter. Interesting. Okay, well, I guess... So I guess Tama just slept for the rest of the hour or something. She just didn't do anything. Okay. Osawa opened the door the moment Tanaka knocked. He looked around before ushering his vice director inside. What's this about, sir? This. Osawa showed him one of the images. Tanaka's face went pale. Yeah, it just means nothing happens to Tama for the remaining 20 minutes in this hour. Okay. Alright. So that'll probably happen with some other characters in later time blocks. Okay, cool. Thank you both for letting me know. Tama took an hour nap. Yeah, essentially. It can't be. Tanaka clearly recognized the symptoms of the Ua virus. Any idea what this is about? Osawa asked. No, sir. These images were just emailed to me. The subject line says 1 year ago, South Africa. That would put it around the same time as the most recent run of infections, wouldn't it, sir? But that information isn't... Oh, wait, that was Tanaka talking. Hello, it's me. I have a higher voice. Tanaka trailed off. Osawa nodded. The thing I don't understand is why these pictures were sent to me. Osawa opened the other email from A. The second image says I got all these pictures, that these pictures are my crimes. I'll look into this on my end, sir, Tanaka said. He hesitated uncomfortably. Sir, just to make sure, Are you asking me about what I think you're asking about? Osawa said. Tanaka gave a slight nod. Understood, Osawa said. Don't worry. I won't trouble you. I appreciate that, sir. Visibly relieved, Tanaka left the study. Interesting. What's that about? Osawa brought up a folder marked UA virus on his screen. Within the folder were enlarged images of the virus itself. He double-clicked one of the images. It blew up on the monitor to reveal the pathogen in intricate detail. Okay, I remember reading this. I remember reading this at the very least. I wasn't sure if I had read the other one, but no, I've definitely read this. Thing. Can I skip forward an hour? Darken? No, I don't need to darken anything. Okay, cool. Well, I guess I'll just skip through this. Unless I can skip through here. No, I can't. I don't know if it's just me or, like, are the skips kind of finicky? Oh. Well, maybe that's why they're so finicky. Because I just have to wait, like, 5 seconds. Okay, cool. Another email arrived in his inbox. The sender, A. The subject line, 1 year ago, South Africa. Again. Osawa read the message. Do not look away. These are your crimes. This time, there were 4 images attached. Osawa proceeded to open each of them in turn. The first one shocked Osawa so much that he felt like he'd been punched in the head. One of the UA patients from the earlier images was being injected with something. No. Osawa muttered to himself. It can't be. The second image showed one of them infected, hunched over in pain, vomiting up blood. The symptoms had already manifested, but Osawa thought he could see that to some degree of life had come back into the patient's eyes. Oh, somebody who has developed some sort of cure, perhaps. This is one of my favorite games, but unfortunately it's technically kind of clunky sometimes. Yeah. I mean, like, early Spike Chunsoft games in particular are kind of like that, so it's fine, but I'm still enjoying the game. I'm still enjoying, like, the story and the characters for the most part. He rushed to open the third image. Ooh. It showed a morgue piled up high with corpses. Or maybe not. Maybe you didn't find the cure. Maybe I'm a liar, teehee. There's no good skip or fast forward functionality. You just gotta click through it. Yeah, okay. Alright. No worries then. The rictus of anguish on the dead faces made them look no longer human. Various fluids seeped from the eyes and nostrils. Okay, very glad you're not showing me any photos of this, because I don't... honestly, I don't want to see. The lymph nodes were grotesquely swollen. Small organs that function as part of the lymphatic system in mammals. When a foreign substance invades the body, the lymph nodes detect it, prompting the production of white blood cells such as lymphocytes and macrophages to consume the invader. A viral infection is sometimes called lymph nodes to swell up and increase the activity. Okay, sure. I love biology class. Yeah, sure. Um, I guess they expect you to read every single word. They're proud of what they wrote, for better or for worse. Yeah, yeah. Um, I think maybe that could be part of it as well. I think part of it might be that they're like, surely you've forgotten what happened, so we're gonna just remind you about everything. And it's like, I really didn't. I really haven't. It's been a week, but I have not forgotten at all. Um, I've been following the VODs, and they're great. Oh, thank you. Thank you for checking them out. And yeah, the lymph nodes were grotesquely swollen. There were hospital beds stained with massive amounts of blood and gastric fluids. Next came the fourth and final image. Alright, cool. At least they're blurry. More corpses. They had badges affixed to their chest with various labels. 6 hours passed, 12 hours passed, and 18 hours passed. Cool. It looked as if someone had been attempting live trials with the antiviral agents. Oh, the antiviral agent that Osawa had made. Yeah, Osawa didn't consider the antiviral agent ready for release, but that was because his team hadn't conducted clinical trials on humans yet. And there was a good reason why such trials hadn't been conducted. There was no way to test the efficacy of the drug without an infected patient. To run a proper clinical test, someone would first need to be infected with the UA virus. No matter how effective animal testing had been, if the drug proved ineffective on humans, that person would have a guaranteed death sentence. It was unthinkable to run trials that involved such a deadly risk. Ah. And yet, as he looked over the images again and again, Osawa became certain. Without his knowledge, someone, presumably someone from Okoshi Pharmaceutical, had conducted human testing with the antiviral agent. The time markers on the corpses in the fourth image were surely there to mark the time elapsed since the onset of symptoms. A thorough trial would test the drug's effectiveness in those time frames. Osawa slammed his fist on the desk and raged. This was nothing short of vile human experimentation in the guise of clinical testing. Yeah. The people responsible could not be allowed to get away with it. But for some reason, someone thinks that you're responsible for it. I mean, you did create the antiviral, but you didn't. It's not like you said, like, yeah, we could test this on humans. What's the worst that can happen? It's not like you said that. There was only one person Osawa could trust to keep this under wraps, his boss, Makino. He reached for his phone to call Makino, but he stopped short as soon as he picked up the receiver. He knew he was in no state of mind to have a calm, reasoned conversation right now. Turning to the CD player, he put on Aya Kamiki's latest album. Is it gonna be that same song again? Yeah! I just love this song. I just love hearing this song for the 8th time. It's a good song, though. I do like it. Leaning back in his chair, he surrendered himself to her soothing tones. Bit by bit, he could feel himself returning to a calmer emotional state. I love that he's an Idol fan. Yeah, it's rather out of his image, if that makes sense. But it makes him seem kind of softer than the hard ass that he presents himself as, if that makes sense. Bit by bit, he could feel himself returning to a calmer emotional state. There had been a time when Osawa hadn't listened to music at all. In fact, he had no interest in the arts in general. Music, painting, cinema. It was only due to a simple coincidence that he had found Aya Kamiki. His daughter had asked for a CD as a birthday present, so he swung by the store to pick one up. Is that Hitomi or Maria or whoever? Since Kamiki's new album had just come out, there was a display for it in the front shop. Something about the bright, colorful album packaging had drawn him in. I don't know if I would say this is bright and colorful, but yeah, I believe in you. Sure. After a time, Osawa could feel himself growing calmer. It adds personality. Yeah. That's a more succinct way of saying what I was trying to say. Yeah, exactly. He took a nice deep breath. Then he dialed up Makino. He closed his eyes and tried to banish nerves completely. I think you should call Makino, probably. Possibly? Maybe? He took a nice deep breath and then he dialed up Makino. Has there been any progress? Makino asked as soon as he picked up. His voice was somber. No, Osawa said. Nothing much yet. A tiny sigh came in from the other end of the line. I see. Then what can I do for you? Sir, I'll just get right to the point. Have you conducted clinical trials using the antiviral drug? Makino didn't respond right away. What makes you think that? He asked at last. Osawa described the emails he received. When he'd finished, Makino let out his breath in surprise. Not over the phone, he said. We'll discuss this in person. I'll head over to your place when I'm done here. As soon as possible, sir. As soon as I can manage, Makino said. You're not the only person who's busy. Okay, wow. One of my daughters has been kidnapped or something. I don't know. So just be a little more considerate. With that, Makino hung up. There was no doubt about it, then. There had been human testing. Osawa went to let Tanaka know he'd be meeting with Makino. Mr. Osawa, are you going somewhere? Hello. Wow. Okay. Cool. I love it when people stand in a hallway and look ominous and menacing. A stolid-looking man stood in the hallway, almost as if he'd been waiting for Osawa to emerge. It was Yoshio Kajiwara, one of the detectives from the Shibuya precinct. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've heard of your name before. Yeah. Classic corrupt pharmaceutical company CEOs. You know, tee-hee, ha-ha. Yeah. A detective with the Shibuya Precinct's Criminal Investigation Division. He is sociable but awkward, and despite his reverse personality, he can be quite unsettling. Yeah, no kidding. His colleagues at the precinct refer to him by nicknames such as Japanese Columbo or Little Ken Takakura, given his own quirky demeanor as a detective. Ah, okay. Is Ken Takakura... Wait, hold on. Let me look this up before I say something stupid. Am I crazy? Hold on. Ken Takakura. Oh, it is. It's the guy that keeps coming up, and it's also the main character's name, but it's the guy that keeps coming up in what's it called? The Dan Da Dan anime. I've watched 3 episodes of it. It's pretty good. But I still need to watch the rest of season 1. Okay, cool. He struck Osawa as a bit too soft-spoken and meek for a detective, really. And his treatment of the kidnapping case gave an impression of flighty detachment that made him seem rather undependable. No, not really. Have there been any developments, Detective? Kajiwara shook his head quietly. I'm sorry, sir. I'm not really sure what to tell you. Kajiwara then slipped a hand into his suit pocket. Banana. He pulled out a banana. Banana. Would have loved it if this was 428 specific, but okay. A highly nutritious fruit belonging to the family Muscaceae genus Musa. Um, because they contain a variety of different carbohydrates, bananas provide long lasting energy and are in optimal energy sources when exercising. Wow. A famous slipperiness of banana peels is due to the oils in the inner part of their skin. But even if all the oils were removed, slapstick comedians would still probably slip on them anyway. Interesting. Today I learned. Are you hungry? These are. Oh, no, this is Osawa. Are you hungry? These are good for when you're tired. Or I'm a liar. Hello, it's me. I'm detective. I'm fine, thanks. Osawa said. Kajiwara seemed to lack the detective's sense of situational awareness. Just being around him got on Osawa's nerves. Well, sir, I need you to come with me, the detective said, if you don't mind. He took Osawa by the arm. As Kajiwara hurried him toward the living room, Osawa could hear other detectives talking on the other side of the door. He's working at a time like this? Seriously? Sheesh, I do not get rich people and their priorities. Yeah, I feel bad for his daughter. Her dad's a real piece of work. Well, yeah. And to be fair, I think I did say this last stream where it's like, you're working when your daughter's been kidnapped? That's kind of odd. But I guess everyone kind of deals with stress in different ways. So, I don't know. I'm not blaming him too much for that. Nice. They were bad-mouthing him in his own house. Oh, I'm really sorry about all that, Kajiwara said, pausing in embarrassment. Osawa pushed past him and opened the door. Okay. Cool. Hello. A number of police detectives had holed up in the living room. They went suddenly silent as Osawa entered. So, tell me, he said sarcastically, would you rather I stay here weeping as I watch this disaster unfold? The detectives winced and grimaced. Where's your wife? Forgive me for not being a perfect father, he added, his hostility building. Kajiwara stepped forward to intervene before things could go out of hand. Now, let's not be touchy. I am not being touchy. But he knew full well that he was. These guys had the time to sit around backbiting him and not to go out and bring Maria to safety. True, they also lost another one of your daughters. You don't know this, but Hitomi is gone. And Achi is literally the only person keeping her safe. Already close to half a day gone by without any new developments. Oh, there was a save there. Do I want to try... Where are we at? Hold on. Where are we at with this story? Oh, it's about to end. Okay, well, we're continuing. We are going to continue. The ransom demand had come in from the previous night at 8 o'clock. Maria had been abducted roughly an hour before. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. Oh, wait, I don't have a zero voice. Hold on. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. by Hachiko in Shibuya. Have the sister Hitomi bring 50 million yen. If not, the girl's life is forfeit. I really need to add, like, some sort of, I don't know, some sort of effect to my soundboard so I can do that voice. The kidnapper called only once, so the police were unable to run a trace. I'll do it, Hitomi said. Anything for my sister. She didn't hesitate in the slightest at the suggestion that she make the ransom handoff. Osawa was staunchly opposed to the idea, but the police were of the opinion that it was better to acquiesce to the kidnapper's demands. Yup. Yeah, that's totally how you pronounce it. Ai's reaction, on the other hand, baffled nearly everyone. Us and Mom, right? We don't have 50 million just lying around. Are the police going to be putting that together for us? Kajiwara stepped in to reassure her. If it comes down to it, the police will be able to help raise the money. So you didn't just use fake bills? I think you could just use at least one fake bill in there. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead then. Do it. We need you to pay it back afterwards, though, of course. Well then, what's the point of that? Ai's voice spiked into a piercing shriek. Oh, three different scenes. Look at that, it's cinema. Calm down, Osawa told her. You're making a scene. Ai turned away in a huff. It's all right, Detective, Osawa continued. I'll talk to the bank first thing tomorrow morning and figure something out. At that, Ai stormed out of the room. Kajiwara bowed his head several times in apology. As soon as Hitomi has made contact, we'll apprehend the suspect and take things from there. I would assume any kidnapper worth their salt would be able to test if the money is valid before giving the captive up, which would put their life in danger. Yeah. That's what I was thinking too, but like, to be fair, the kidnapper, all of us were on the scene in the area, and so if we used fake bills, I don't know. Well, with the way things have gone in the story, yeah, that wouldn't have worked. But yeah, you're right. But I was thinking like maybe the kidnapper would stop and be like, this feels kind of light for, I don't know, 50 million yen. Let me go ahead and check real quick. And while he's checking, we could all rush him. That's kind of where my thought process was. What? Hold on, won't that put Maria in danger? If we let the kidnapper get away with the money, we have no proof that he will return the hostage safely afterwards. There was a certain logic there, Osawa had to concede. Nah, trust, real money, no problem, all good. Yeah, it's just real money, don't even worry about it. I see, he said. So you're saying that catching this guy will be easier for you if he keeps my daughter hostage? No, that's not what I was implying at all. Kajiwara wiped the sweat from his brow and bowed profusely. Yes, I already read that. At least, I promise, you'll get your daughter back safely and sound, Mr. Osawa. Obviously, there was nothing to be gained from further challenging the detectives. Alright then. I'll let the police do their job. Osawa bowed even lower than Kajiwara had. Kind of an awful situation to be in, but sure. How long are you just going to loaf around? I shrieked as she stormed into the room. Hurry up and arrest this guy. She was becoming increasingly hysterical. An hour had passed since the suspect had taken the money, and yet the police had made no effort to apprehend him. The police apparently had a rule against discussing an operation before it was fully resolved. Right, we learned about that in one of the tips. So, before it was fully resolved, and so the Osawas have been left in the dark, including about their missing daughter, the other missing daughter. But they had overheard the task force talking over the wireless, and it appeared they were deliberately letting the suspect roam free. Hey, I snapped again. If he gets away with our money, you are going to reimburse us, right? Osawa scowled. She made it sound like money was more important than Maria's life. Yeah, that's kind of a yikes for me. The detectives exchanged uneasy glances. Choices? At this late in the game? Okay. Osawa chided his wife. It's only money. It doesn't matter. I don't know if I would say that either. Osawa said nothing. Huh. Why am I making a choice about this? Osawa says nothing. By now, he was accustomed to Ai's coldness toward the two girls. The twins. Twins. Right. Okay, yeah, we had mentioned that at the very beginning of the game. I kind of forgot about that. What does that mean? Are there two sets of twins walking around? Is this a red herring? I don't understand. I don't understand. Who are the twins? Um, the twins were Osawa's daughters from his first wife, who'd passed away 15 years ago. Oh, I see. I had no blood ties to Maria or Hitomi herself. Well, I continued, are the police going to reimburse us or not? She glared pointedly at Kajiwara. Well, right now we're focused on making sure Maria is safe. I stormed up to him, shouting right in his face. Stop dodging the question. Answer me. Yes, of course, Kajiwara squeaked. Maybe, would you like something to eat to help you calm down? He held out a banana. I smacked it out of his hand. Oh dear, what a waste. Kajiwara scrambled to retrieve the fruit from the floor. Osawa went over to Tanaka and whispered into his ear. I'm going to meet with Mr. Makino. Tanaka nodded silently. Turning, Osawa saw Kajiwara looking in their direction. Not the banana. I know. That reminds me of that one scene from friggin' Madoka Magica of all things, where Sayaka throws away the apple and then Kyoko loses her mind. It's like, you take that back right now. That was a perfectly good apple. That sort of thing. They made eye contact, but Osawa quickly looked away and strode out of the living room. Kajiwara followed after him. Excuse me, Mr. Osawa? Yes, what is it? The detective fussed sheepishly with his hair and forced a smile. Sir, we'd appreciate it if you could remain in the living room as much as possible. Osawa was in no mood to stand on propriety. Propriety? Sure. Look, I got a ton of work to do, he said. Are you here to tell me the role Are you here to tell me to play the role of the grieving father too? No, not at all. Personally, I happen to think you're an admirable father, Mr. Osawa. Admirable. Did the word have a ring of sarcasm? Never waste fruit, no matter what universe. Exactly. Exactly. Now back to this creepy shot. He had no way to tell if Kajiwara was being forthright with him or not. You're no ordinary fellow, Mr. Osawa. You're a genius. A genius? Me? Osawa made a skeptical noise. Am I mistaken, sir? You've made very important strides in the field of virus research. Are you the one who's sending me stuff as A and being like, this is all your fault? Or, well, so I've been told. Osawa wasn't sure how to respond. He had never considered himself a genius. He was just someone who was more interested in viruses than he was in other people. Everyone who's a genius is also a little bit odd, after all, Kajiwara went on. He'd probably intended that as a compliment, but still. And, I mean, there's nothing wrong with weirdos. So long as they leave us ordinary folk alone, you know? Is this guy trying to praise me or insult me? Osawa let out a heavy sigh. Genius, weirdo, what did it even matter? So long as he could be left to his work, he didn't care one whit how he looked in other people's eyes. Kajiwara wiped the sweat off his forehead with a handkerchief. By the way, what are you working on right now? He asked. I'm afraid you wouldn't understand even if I explained it to you, Osawa replied. Kajiwara is ordinary folk. Really? It's like, yeah, I don't know. Press X to doubt that, because what the heck? I don't know if I would say this man is completely ordinary. Um, right. Precisely. Even if I gave it my full attention, it would still be beyond me. He peered with sudden intensity at Osawa's face. Uh, I'd appreciate it if you didn't hide things from me, sir, he said. Osawa gaped, at a loss for words. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kajiwara added hurriedly. Goodness, it made it sound like I'm accusing you of hiding something, didn't it? The detective bowed his head repeatedly. I hope you'll forgive me. He held out the banana. That won't be necessary. How about this, then? Have you taken bites of this? No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Did this guy just carry an endless food supply wherever he went? Oh my, Kajiwara murmured. You geniuses really are tough to sort out. He inclined his head, mumbling to himself for a moment. What can I get for you, then, sir? What I'd really like is some time by myself. In a daze of exasperation, Osawa felt his way to his study. Locking the door, he'd finally let out the breath he'd been holding. Then his eyes alighted on the bookshelf against the wall. Aww. Aww, that's such a cute photo. He pulled out a photo album and began to flip through it. There were pictures of his daughter's grade school enrollment ceremony. Their mother had already passed away from illness, so Osawa had taken the girls himself. He remembered that, after the ceremony, Hitomi had come down with a fever. Aw. Hitomi had been rarely sickly as a girl, had been rather sickly, as a girl, falling bedridden at the drop of a hat. Aw. Maria, by contrast, had been quite lively and energetic, quite the handful. Okay, so that's Maria on the left and Hitomi on the right then. Osawa found it remarkable that their personalities could be so different despite them being twins. He flipped further into the album. Oh, another photo. There was a picture of the three of them at their grade school graduation. Maria was looking away from the camera. Maria? Oh, okay. Osawa felt like someone had stabbed a dagger in his heart. His daughters, or virology. Which truly concerned him more? I mean, your daughters? But also the police aren't telling you anything, so I feel like you being concerned with virology right now is it's fine. Like it's an okay choice. I don't think you have to be so hard on yourself. Which did he truly love? It was ridiculous to try to compare the two. He'd known the answer before he even asked himself. Even so, human emotions were complicated, and sometimes made people act inconsistently. One of the consequences of that was this photo album. This was the last photo he had taken of Maria. He searched and searched through the rest of the album, but she was nowhere else to be found. Interesting. Maria does not like pictures. That makes me feel like... Oh, that's my alarm. Sorry about that. That makes me feel like Maria is somehow, I don't know, going to be Tama, but that wouldn't make any sense. Like, it literally would not make any sense, so I shouldn't follow that line of thought. I swear if he picks virology, right. I don't think he would, but... To be continued. Tama, Maria, Tamaria. Possibly. Alright, so that clears the time block. Once she's dead, you'll understand. He's right back where we started. Buddy, you're a weirdo. Eos and I are one and the same. Please keep this email a secret. Okay, 12 to 1. Interesting. So these videos act as a preview. Cat's out of the bag. Clear the 11 a.m. time block. The videos act as kind of like a preview to what's gonna happen in the next time slot, almost like a movie trailer, which I appreciate. I think that's cool. Things are starting to get wild. Yeah. What's gonna happen with Achi? What's gonna happen with Tama? Osawa is going through a lot right now. Minorikawa is being Minorikawa. And Kano will probably die at some point, as he always does. He's just that type of guy. Alright, well with that, I think now is a good place to end it. Let me go ahead and set down my controller. Also put this down a little bit. So yeah, I don't know when I was making the schedule for this week, I was like, I don't know, like 428 is all the way like a week away, and it's kind of far. So hopefully I'll get to play a little bit more this week. But I still don't know what the schedule is going to be like. I know for a fact I'm not streaming tomorrow. And then I'm either streaming on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. One or the other. But I don't know which yet. So I don't know. I will post the stream schedule tomorrow when I understand life and things better. So, yeah, let's go see if there's anyone to raid. That's a big if. That's a big if. Oh, there is someone online. I forgot Christmas was this week. Yeah, yeah. I feel like, I don't know, as you get older, I feel like time is just blurring. Like, I feel like Thanksgiving was just last week. What happened? Well, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, it's just like, I don't know what's going on, man. Alright. There is one person online. Annie is online. Annie is the one who has done my, my stream alerts for, like, follows and, donations, and, there's one other thing that's set up as well. Is it raids? Yes, it's raids. So Annie was the one that did all those stream alerts. We'll go ahead and say hi. If you're Canadian, it was like 2 months ago. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, let's go ahead and say hi to Annie. And, let me go ahead and switch over to ending screen. Because I can. Alright, so, if you are here, thank you so much for hanging out. I feel like I had a lot of fun. The game is just really fun to me. And, like, I feel also as well with people in chat, it was kind of fun as well to sort of bounce ideas off of. And it helped concise the story in my mind a little bit better. Because it's a lot. So, I really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and say hi. And have a wonderful holiday week. And, you know, do something nice for yourself as well, if I don't see you. So, with all that being said, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.